So yesterday was a pretty tough day, and I want to be transparent with how things are in this healing journey that I'm on. And I don't know how long it will be, and I'm committed and very excited about feeling better and looking at the progress I've made, especially in the last, I'd say 2 to 3 months since I've really been implementing some more serious therapies, you could say. So I want to first talk about what my symptoms are. So I was diagnosed with Parkinson's February of this year, and it was following my back surgery, which I had symptoms that were literally like that, like a light switch, that when I decreased the pain medicine, I was in Germany, and you watch my previous videos. Anyway, it was like a light switch, and my body went into a full, I was my whole entire body, and I'd lay on my hands, and then my shoulder would shake, and then I'd try to adjust my positions. I couldn't sleep because I was tremoring so bad. I've done a lot of research because I've always been healthy. I've always been, my value, people would say, why you? Like, this doesn't make sense. You're like super healthy. So I've been putting a lot of puzzle pieces together. And one thing that has been, that I've experienced is trauma, a lot of PTSD and trauma with my past relationship. I was married 22 years. My husband committed suicide 8 months after my son-in-law also passed away by suicide. So I had a lot of trauma, but that wasn't just that. There was years and years and years of betrayal. My husband had addictions. There was a lot of things that I had dealt with. I was also part of a very restrictive, how do I say this, cult-like religion, and that sort of pressured me into staying into an unhealthy marriage for many, many years, longer than I should have. So I bring all this up because I have a lot of past trauma, PTSD, things like that. And so I believe that my central nervous system is dysregulated. So I've got the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, right? That's what we have. The sympathetic nervous system is overactivated, so I have things that just randomly happen to me, like I'll just be feeling fine, and all of a sudden, like right here, my stomach will just start to burn and twist and turn into knots, and then my heart will race. And I've had panic attacks in the past, but I haven't thankfully had those for many months, knock on concrete. but I'm very aware. I bring this up because I'm very keenly aware of every symptom my body has, every single thing I'm very sensitive to. And so when I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, it was like, I went into a 2-month depression, like pretty bad. And then I pulled myself up and went, okay, let's research this. Let's figure this out. I find out I have Lymes, high levels of Borrelia burgdorferi, which can mimic Parkinson's. I also have a mold toxin. I made a video about this called aflatoxin. I don't know how I got it. I have no idea, but I'm doing a mold detox. And I will tell you, I've been on this mold detox now for 2 months, and I feel so much better. I mentioned in a previous video that I've decreased my levodopa carbidopa to 1 pill every 24 hours. Today, it is almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've taken half of a pill, and I virtually have no tremors. It's amazing. I feel more normal than I ever have. Having said all that, yesterday was a really tough day because the one symptom that I've had consistently, even when I was taking 3 to 4 PD pills a day, the symptom that just didn't seem to respond is trouble with initiating gait when I'm going through doorways and approaching people. It's like my brain short circuits and I forget how to take a step with my left foot. And it becomes quite embarrassing in public places when I have that sort of flared up. Today's been great. I went to the gym. See, I'm working out and I'm dedicated to that, to my fitness. And also mainly because I know it helps me feel better. Walking into the gym was hard, but I did it and I feel better. But yesterday what happened to me, and I just want to be really transparent because I've mentioned that I do shed some tears because of frustration. It's extremely frustrating, and I need to remind myself, and if you're on a journey also, that every single day is different. And just because you're in a moment in the day that really, really sucks doesn't mean you're not going to have good moments. And so it's almost like compartmentalizing and realizing it's not all bad. But what happened yesterday was I had to go into Staples to return an Amazon package. And Yesterday, I just felt really off as far as my walking. My tremors really, really low, like barely noticeable, which is, I have to remember that I don't feel that like, oh, feeling. If you feel that just like tense feeling where all your muscles are firing, it feels terrible and it's exhausting. And I don't feel that anymore since I've been doing this detox protocol and all these different therapies, which I'm going to talk about more of them in different videos too. I do peptide shots. I do a lot of different things that are really helping. But what happened was I went to walk into Staples and I was feeling a little off. And I get to the doors, these automatic doors, right, that open, and I froze. And then I get into this anxiety loop where I get tripped up with anxiety and I think, what if this happens? And then it happens. And there was a couple that was walking in, a man and a woman that was walking in like behind me. And I stopped because I realized I was going to get stuck trying to go through this damn doorway. And it was going to be very embarrassing and very frustrating. I stopped and I hesitated. And I don't force myself to continue to walk because then I could trip and fall. If you've experienced this, you know what I'm talking about. It's a neurological thing. It's a brain thing that your brain doesn't tell you how to walk. I have muscle, I work out, I lift weights. I could go for a jog right now. I go for 5-mile walks. It's not that. It's a brain issue. And with the basal ganglia, with inflammation, which I believe is from the aflatoxin mold and the Lymes. And so anyway, I stop. And of course I'm embarrassed because I just want to be normal like everybody else in public places. And I stop and I hesitate. And they were like, go ahead. And I'm like, no, you go ahead. And then they realized that I wasn't stepping forward. And I looked probably a little worried or concerned. And they each said at different, 2 seconds apart, are you okay? Do you need help? Are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I don't need help. And I know they probably mean well, but the last thing I want is I don't want to stand out. I don't want to stand out. I just want to fit in. And so that just threw me for a huge loop, a negative spiral. I mailed my stuff, came back to my car, texted my husband, and then I just bawled my eyes out for about 45 minutes. Just how incredibly frustrated I am with this situation. And here we are today, and I processed a lot of stuff, which is part of the process yesterday. And I set up an appointment too, which I'm going in just about 2 hours to go get a vagus nerve block, which helps with PTSD, which I'm going to create a video. Actually, I'm going to have them film, if we can, film me doing it. It's very non-invasive, but it helps a lot with PTSD. So I just thought I would make a video just to talk about, to remind myself and for anyone else that needs it to hear it, that if you have difficult moments, they're not forever, they're temporary, and things change. Your body changes, we change, we grow, we heal. And I think too, remembering that 2 months ago, I felt that tense feeling all of the time. I felt that tremoring, tense feeling when I was taking 2 or 3 carbidopa-levodopas a day. And now I'm down to a half a pill to 1 every 24 hours. And I don't have that feeling anymore. And I truly believe my body is healing. And I believe that you can too. Our bodies are miraculous. Our cells are constantly renewing and healing either way. And it is that tightrope that we walk every single day. What side are we going to be on? What are we going to feed? The negativity or the positivity? Now, it doesn't mean don't feel your feelings, because let me tell you, it is necessary to feel your feelings and let it out. Cry, swear, do whatever you got to do. If you have a diagnosis, it sucks. But you know what? It's temporary. That moment that you're in right now is temporary. And the other thing I want to leave you with, another thought my husband was telling me last night about all these advancements that they're making in Parkinsons and with AI and all kinds of stuff. And I just thought, all of these therapies that I'm doing are truly helping. But then there's also all of the scientific stuff that they're working on, which is super cool. Things are advancing in an incredible way. So I just wanted to leave you with that thought that it is hard. I totally get it. But you know what? Just move your body, do what you can, and stay in that positivity frequency of gratitude and healing, because things are temporary. So in a couple of hours, I'm going to be leaving to do the vagus nerve block, which is known to help with PTSD. And I do believe the combo of which I made the video before about the ketamine and the propranolol, I took that first thing this morning, and it is just like this calm that has come over me that is so wonderful. And it's microdosing, so it's a very small amount. You feel normal, but just kind of, or I'm not going to say how you feel, but how I feel is very calm and just calm inside. And so I think my central nervous system is just activated, and it makes it really tough when I get stressed at all in any way. So anyway, I hope that this video helps you. Things are temporary. Stay positive. Have a blessed day, and I'll make a video about the vagus nerve block, and I hope you find this helpful. Take care.